Hey, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? My name is the Smiling Yeti. Today I got some Black Ops gameplay. It's very camp heavy, so if you don't like camp heavy gameplay, don't watch the gameplay because I camp a lot, mainly on top of the big wooden building that I'm looking at right now in the video by Adom. But anyway, and actually I joined this game late and we are being dominated when we start it, and we end up not being dominated. In fact, we end up the dominators, if you know what I'm saying. But anyway, that's not what it's about. So last night, I went and saw Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter. I almost said Slayer again. I keep wanting to call it Slayer. I've always thought it was Abraham Lincoln Vampire Slayer, but apparently it's Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter. And this is an official review of it. So first thing first, I want to talk about some storyline without giving any spoilers. So this is how it happens, and it's historically accurate. So if you know your history, it's very historically accurate. It has actual historical characters like Harriet Tubman and shucks. I'm trying to think of some other people, but yeah, there's legitimate people that Abraham Lincoln knew, like how his mom died is correct. How his father died, actually, it's never said in the movie. It wasn't by a vampire though, but his mom died from a vampire, and Abraham Lincoln's mom actually died from a blood disease. So it kept somewhat historically accurate. I mean, I thought that was pretty cool about the movie. But here's a quick little timeline of the movie. Abraham Lincoln, he's young, his mom dies, he sees the vampire kill it, he seeks revenge, but his father tells him, no, 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 don't go for that, don't do that, don't go for revenge, don't do that, that's bad. But then his father dies, say 8, not even 8, maybe 10 years down the road. He's like 15 or 16 from the looks of it, maybe even younger. And he's at a bar, he's drinking a lot, he's getting ready to kill a vampire, the one that killed his mother, and he has like just a regular musket gun. Goes up to him, shoots him. He doesn't die, but these are all spoilers. All this happens, and then he gets trained. And then he's like, this other vampire dude saves him. He gets trained by this guy. He becomes a vampire hunter. He's like a bounty hunter for this dude, who's also like, you know what? I probably shouldn't say that's a spoiler, but anyway. And then it goes on. He's a hunter. He falls in love. He meets his wife. Yada 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 yada. He becomes Civil War happens, fighting, and they actually end up fighting vampires. Yeah, everyone in Civil War who was in the South or the Confederate Army was vampires. So if you've ever wondered what they were vampires. All the slave owners were vampires, and I'll go into that later with spoilers on why that happened. But if I could rate this, I'm gonna give it out of 5 stars. If you go into it knowing it's gonna be a movie that's based on the title, it's gonna be bad. I'm gonna give it 3.5 stars because it's unintentionally funny. And so if you're going into this thinking it's gonna be a really serious movie, this is gonna be one of the most serious movies you've ever seen. It's gonna be a 1 star because it's not made very seriously. Actually, I think it was made seriously, but if it was made seriously. It was not made seriously well, if you know what I'm saying. And here I am. I'm in the chopper gunner, getting some dudes down. As you can tell, I camped for that chopper gunner clearly. But 1 star if you're going into this thinking this is gonna be a very serious movie. 3.5 if you're thinking this is gonna be a really, just kind of a joke, fun movie. It's not really scary. There's a few moments when you might jump or so because the vampire just like pops out of nowhere and it's like rah. But that's just how that is. So now I'm gonna go into the spoiler section of this, and I'm gonna start out by saying, so he actually goes out, and when I said that he wants to go seek revenge on that vampire, well, he shoots him in the eye, and he doesn't die because he's a vampire, obviously. And so basically, what he does is, and then that other vampire dude saves him, and you don't know he's a vampire yet at this point. You learn later in the movie that his master, I guess, is a vampire, and I didn't know that. And one thing that bothered me about this movie is that it wasn't even like accurate on what vampires die from. So the classic vampire dies from a wooden stake in the heart, if I'm not wrong, and a werewolf dies from a silver bullet or something. Silver? Well, in the movie, silver is what kills vampires. So I don't know if that's just something that would make it more easy, but I don't know. But anyway, Abraham Lincoln's weapon of choice is not a gun. Actually, it is a silver axe, and I don't know how he does it, but he can do some pretty cool like hand tricks and stuff, and he's kind of a fancy killer. I don't know, but when the movie first starts out, he's really struggling at killing vampires, and then all of a sudden he just becomes like god of slaying vampires. He's going left and right, and at one point there's like a vampire throwing a ball for him or something. It's a really random movie, and they basically there's like 20 vampires and he beats all of them up, but like two of them, and that's basically how that went down. One thing that also surprised me about this movie, or actually, let's go a little bit more into the timeline. So he actually he's actually done fighting vampires for a long time. When he starts running for like government and stuff, when he starts giving out speeches about slavery and stuff, he doesn't actually, he puts it away for like 30 years or something. Like he doesn't touch it. He doesn't worry about the vampires. I don't know why the vampires never attacked him in that 30 years because they wanted revenge on him. I don't know why it didn't do that. And so basically, Abraham Lincoln, at the age of 50, picks up that axe, starts off right where he left off. He has amazing balance. He's on a moving train going like 200 miles per hour, somehow not falling off. He can still hold his friend off of the ledge, pull him back up, fight vampires with one hand, holding his friend with the other. And it was pretty ridiculous at that part. And I thought that was pretty funny that he can move that well at the age of 50. My grandpa throws at his back when he runs. I mean, it's very unrealistic, to be quite honest. But then again, it's a vampire movie with Abraham Lincoln in it, so and you shouldn't really expect too much realism in this movie. But anyway, it had good special effects as well. It had a pretty cool battle scene with the Civil War. I'm sorry, the Civil War, and that was really neat. So to wrap it up, I actually liked the movie. I was watching with my uncle, my friend Jordan, and my grandpa, and Jordan and my uncle were laughing the entire movie just at how ridiculous some of the scenes were. But that's basically my review. If you're gonna go into this knowing it's not gonna be a very serious movie, it's actually gonna be a pretty good movie for you to see. If you're going into this expecting this to be an extremely serious movie, don't go watch it. You're gonna hate it. It's gonna be it's pretty ridiculous. Go into it with an open mind, and is basically what I'm saying. It's not scary. There's one boob in it, not a very good boob either. It's a pale boob. She's pretty dead. I think she's been dead for like 2 days, and it pans over to her boob, and it's nice and it's pale, and yeah, it's pretty depressing. There's a sex scene, pretty boring sex scene. Sounds like they're killing each other actually, but that's basically it about this movie. It's a good movie if you're going into it with an open mind. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Please go, if you like the review, if you think you want to see the movie, go watch it, and have a nice day. Peace out.